Witness those harsh moments where lives are decided in a split second, where nature is unforgiving to anyone who will win. Who will win? Baboons and lions, the confrontation for survival instinct in Kenya. Dawn on the Kenyan Savanna. The red sun slowly rises behind the horizon, spreading shimmering orange-yellow stripes on the endless grasslands of Masai Mara. The quiet space suddenly awakens. In that scene, a group of baboons has left their night shelter. They disperse, starting the new day with loud, bustling sounds like a small village in the middle of the wild. Baboons. One of the largest primates in Africa. Solid body, gray-brown fur, long snout like a dog, sharp fangs can be compared to a real predator. They live in herds of up to hundreds of individuals. All members rely on each other, also fiercely compete for food or power. Their menu is diverse: wild fruits, insects, young birds, even the young of large animals, if the opportunity comes. And that opportunity is right in front of them. In the sparse grass, a lion cub. It is only a few months old. Its smooth golden fur is still dotted with characteristic brown spots. Its round eyes have never known the lurking danger. The eyes of a cunning baboon have caught this moment. It signals to a few others. A bold decision. Teasing the lion cub like a game. It catches the lion cub. The whole pride seems to be on guard. They know the price to pay if the mother lion appears. From afar, that figure has appeared. The mother lion. It feels the absence of its little cub. The muscular body parted the tall grass, the golden eyes shining with the waiting rage. The short mane around the neck stood up, each muscle rolled in the desire to find the child. Space seemed to stop. The monkeys seemed to realize. Suddenly she rushed forward. But it was all too late. The child could not be saved. The monkeys left, leaving the mother lion with a choked roar that shook the space. At that moment, nature revealed its naked cruelty. The hunting instinct of the baboon had robbed the young creature. The mother lion could not protect her child, she could only watch helplessly. In this land, weakness meant death, and to survive its species had to be defined by something completely different. Authority. The lion. The symbol of authority of the Kenyan Savanna. A mighty body, solid muscles, a majestic gait. Footsteps like drum beats on the grasslands. The male stands out with his thick mane, ruffled in the sun, both as a shield in battle and a sign of strength and age. The female lion is slim, agile, with golden eyes that shine with coldness. They are the only big cats that live in prides. A pride can have up to more than 10 individuals, in which the females are usually blood relatives, raising, hunting, and protecting the cubs together. The males are responsible for guarding the territory. But to gain that position, they must go through battles. In the world of lions, power is never permanent. Each pride usually has only one or a few dominant males, but that position is always threatened. When young, powerful wanderers enter the territory, they approach the pride, their roars echoing across the grasslands like a public challenge. The alpha male roars in response, his mane bristling, his muscles tensing in anger. The fight breaks out. The winner will dominate the pride, monopolize mating, and defend the territory. The loser will have to run away, carrying with him wounds that can take his life at any time. Behind that fierceness is a harsh law of nature. Only the strongest males can pass on their bloodline, ensuring the survival of the entire pride. In the rare peaceful months after the fights, the female lions enter the reproductive stage. They are pregnant for more than 3 months. When they give birth, each litter has from 2 to 4 cubs. The cubs are completely dependent on their mothers for the first few weeks. But the chances of survival are always harsh. Only half of the cubs can grow up. The rest will become prey for other hunters, or will be eliminated when a new male dominates the pride. That is the cruel cycle of life on the Savanna. However, to feed the cubs and the pride, the female lion must continue to hunt. When the sun is high in the sky, hunger urges the pride to act. In a moment, the antelope becomes the spoils of the meal. However, the feast has just begun when an uninvited guest arrives. The mottled shadows loom at the edge of the Savanna, getting closer and closer. Spotted hyenas. Their bodies are sturdy, short, and their front legs are longer than their hind legs, making their gait somewhat limp but extremely durable. Their heads are large, their snouts are short, and their jaws are strong enough to crush a buffalo's shin bone in an instant. On their gray-yellow fur, the mottled black spots are the characteristics that help them blend into the grasslands. They are also talented hunters. Hyenas often join forces in packs, persistently following their prey for many kilometers, using their endurance to exhaust their opponents and then collapse. But when there is an easier opportunity, like now, they will not hesitate to choose to rob. Their screeching laughter echoes across the grasslands, a characteristically eerie and chaotic sound. That is also how they communicate with each other, announce prey or affirm their rank in the pack. With a number of up to several dozen individuals, spotted hyenas are a clear testament to collective strength. With each quiet step, the hyena pack gradually approached. Bright eyes, hunched backs, cautious and provocative gait. A savage laugh rang out, shattering the space, as if declaring that they would not leave empty-handed. They charged. The scene became a fierce tug-of-war between the rulers and the opportunists. Finally, the lions' courage spoke up. Their superior strength, along with the coordination of the whole pack, forced the hyenas to retreat. They only managed to steal a small part. On the Kenyan Savanna, victory is never complete. The predator may lose a part, the plunderer may run away empty-handed. But all reflect the truth: to survive, every creature must fight at all costs. While here, the confrontation between lions and hyenas has just ended. In another corner of Kenya, a different rhythm of life continues. The baboons. They are primates with strict social order. Every individual knows his or her place in the herd. The dominant male dominates, controls food and mates. Younger individuals are always looking for opportunities to challenge, to gain a higher position. Females often stay in the herd for life. They reproduce all year round, with only one young at a time. When they are born, the baby monkeys cling to their mother's belly, then gradually learn to follow the herd to find food. That bond makes the herd always operate like a miniature society, both cooperating and constantly competing. But in harsh nature, survival is always linked to food. After running away from the lion, they continue their journey to find food. The herd spread out across the grasslands, moving more quietly than usual. Their black eyes dart around constantly, examining every movement in the low grass. monkey stops. Its gray-brown fur, its eyes fixed on the target right ahead. A young antelope, not yet aware of the danger, is still grazing near its mother. The air was heavy. Muscles tensed under fur, long fingers dug into dry soil. Each step was cautious, not a sound. The pack held their breath, the distance shortened. Suddenly, it rushed forward. The noise tore the silence apart. They surrounded the small prey. On the grassland, after the fierce moments of life and death, life continued to follow its inherent rhythm. In the distance, dust rose up from heavy footsteps. The herd of Kenyan buffalo, hundreds of individuals, moved silently in a dense mass, like a dark stream on the dry yellow grass. Their bodies were solid and heavy. Each adult could weigh up to nearly a ton. The most prominent were the heavy curved horns, the thick and hard base of which combined to form a natural shield, strong enough to withstand the most fierce attacks. The gait was somewhat slow, but hidden within it was a latent power, ready to explode at any moment. In contrast to the ferocity that the enemy feared, most of the time the buffalo passed peacefully. They follow the herd to forage, graze, drink water, and protect each other. The survival of each individual is tied to the strength of the herd. A lone buffalo has almost no chance against ambushes from lions or crocodiles. But together the herd becomes a mobile fortress, strong enough to fight off even the most powerful predators. The young buffaloes are crowded in the midst of the adults, protected by offensive muscles and sharp horns. The female buffaloes give birth all year round, usually only one calf per litter, and the calf must quickly learn to run, to follow the herd closely, if it does not want to be left behind. It is this bond that has turned the wild buffalo herd into a symbol of collective strength. Strength does not come from a single individual, but from the whole community. In the harsh sunlight of noon, when the buffalo herd leisurely walks, the feeling is completely opposite to the chase. The step seems to slow down. This is a rare silence in the fierce symphony of survival in Kenya. Next to the mighty herd of buffalo, the herd of zebras leisurely grazes. The black and white stripes run along their bodies. They are a vivid camouflage in the crowd. When the herd moves, the stripes blend together, making it difficult for hunters to distinguish individuals. Although they are two different species, they often walk together on their migration journey. Buffaloes with overwhelming numbers, zebras with alert, sharp eyes. That companionship becomes a natural shield against countless lurking dangers. In the distance, the yellow shadows have lowered their bodies. The pride of lions is in position. They do not move alone, but as a unified block. This is the tactic of the ruler. Not a sound. Sharp eyes follow the herd of zebras. They are not in a hurry, because if they charge immediately, the herd will scatter and all chances will disappear. The only strategy is to separate. A zebra has separated from the herd. Just like that, they charge. In a split second, the prey collapses in the midst of absolute combined strength. It is tactical instinct, not needing explosive speed like a leopard or the tenacity of a hyena, but by the intelligence and coordination of the herd. On the Kenyan Savanna, every moment is a harmony between life and death, between peace and storm. Baboons, lions, hyenas, buffalo, or zebras. All are links in the endless cycle of nature. No species is absolutely dominant, nor is any species completely weak. Instinct, solidarity, strength, and intelligence are the keys to survival in this harsh land. Behind the fierce chases and the echoing roars, the Kenyan savanna continues to live, breathe, and write the eternal story of all species. If you find this journey fascinating, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next wild stories from the majestic natural world.
In the deep Congo jungle, where life and death intertwine every second, chimpanzees rush into battle for territory. Blood and power are decided. Above, bats tear the night sky apart, but the Congo hornbill is waiting, its sharp beak ending its prey in an instant. On the forest floor, the small but deadly poison dart frog lurks. Just one touch, and death will visit. This is the story of the struggle for survival of the rulers of the deep forest, where instinct, strength, and intelligence decide everything. Congo Arena, Wilderness Survival. Congo Arena, Wilderness Survival. The Congo River, the great blood vessel of Africa, weaves through vast tropical forests, where wild nature appears in all its beauty and ferocity. With a depth of more than 220 meters, this is the deepest river in the world, a mysterious abyss containing untold stories. The jungles of northern Congo, where the towering trees block the sky, roar with ferocious roars, signaling a relentless battle. Two clans of chimpanzees, the Kibara clan and the Moloko clan, are about to engage in a struggle for control of the fertile riverside territory. The Kibara clan, led by Kibara, a powerful male with a majestic silver back, has defended this land through many rainy seasons. But today, the Moloko clan, led by Moloko, an ambitious young leader, has advanced deeper into the territory. The two groups of chimpanzees face each other in a clearing, their eyes burning red like flames, signaling the inevitable battle. Moloko, with a resounding howl, commands his group to advance. In response, Kibara stands tall, roaring like thunder, signaling that the Kibara clan is ready to defend their homeland at any cost. Under the dense canopy of the Congo jungle, where the light was weak and filtered through the leaves, the battle to the death had ended. The glossy black fur that had once been a symbol of power was now covered with bleeding wounds, the marks of a battle he would never forget, if he lived. Above, the trees were silent, like a curtain falling over a tragic chapter in the forest. But not all was silent. The buzzing began, growing louder. Flies had discovered the motionless body. They swarmed Moloko's wound, eyes, mouth, and began their natural work, destroying the rest of his life. Not far away, the Kibara clan quietly retreated into the forest. Kibara led the way, walking heavily and slowly. There was a deep bite mark on his left shoulder, blood still oozing out in bright red drops on his black fur. The males in the pack, despite their victory, no longer had the strength to roar in celebration. Every step they took was an effort, as their bodies were covered in scratches, bruises, and pain. The females followed behind, protecting their young. Some of the younger ones timidly turned their heads to look at Maloko's corpse. Their large, round eyes filled with fear and curiosity. They did not yet understand the meaning of death, but the terrifying silence and the strong smell of blood would forever be imprinted in their memories. In the deep Congo jungle, where life and death are intertwined, the Kibara leader is not only the guardian of the clan, but also the central figure in maintaining the race. The survival of the clan depends on his strength, experience, and fertility. But it doesn't stop there. Kibara also takes on the role of caring for and educating the next generation, the individuals who will continue the clan's story in the future. In the pack, Kibara is the only male who has the right to mate. This is not only a natural law, but also a way to ensure that the best traits, strength, intelligence, and survival, are passed on to the next generation. The females in the pack, usually 3 to 6 individuals, will show signs of readiness to mate when they are in heat. Their genitals will swell noticeably, an unmistakable signal to attract the leader's attention. Kibara, despite his strength and dominance, always approaches the females calmly. He's not aggressive and often takes time to interact, groom, or share food before mating. This not only shows respect, but also strengthens the relationship within the pack. After about 8 months of pregnancy, the females give birth to their first offspring. A newborn chimpanzee weighs about 1.5 to 2 kilograms, with large, round eyes and soft fur. They are completely dependent on their mother for the first few months of their lives, clinging to her back or belly when moving. As the babies grow, they begin to leave their mother's arms to explore the world around them. Their first lessons take place within the troop, learning how to climb trees, recognize food, and stay away from dangerous plants or animals. Kibara, as the leader, not only observes, but also acts as a role model. The young often imitate the way he eats, climbs, and even roars to show his authority. When the young males are old enough, they begin to engage in mock combat training with each other. They chase, wrestle, and practice self-defense, preparing for real battles in the future. As the night slowly falls, the Congo jungle awakens to its distinctive sounds. The chirping of insects blends with the gentle flapping of thousands of bats, signaling the start of a magical journey. The dense green canopy opens to welcome the inhabitants of the darkness, silent migrants who play an indispensable role in the ecosystem here. Under the canopy of a tall, ancient tree, bats hang silently, their wings closed as if waiting for the signal of the night. A large bat, the leader of the flock, lets out an ultrasonic cry that echoes through the forest, signaling the time has come. Each bat awakens, stirs, then opens its fragile tissue paper wings and soars into the sky. The whole flock takes flight, forming a black river against the starry sky. The sound of their wings flapping together creates a lively symphony, taking them away from the old area, where the food source is exhausted, to the new land where fruit trees and insects await. In the quiet afternoon sky of the Congo jungle, the bats are flying in a winding black river, their thin wings flapping rhythmically like a wordless symphony. However, the bats continued their journey because life always requires resilience and the ability to adapt constantly. After many nights of non-stop flying, The bats finally reach the promised land, a rich tropical forest deep in the heart of the Congo. This is a place where ancient fruit trees hang down clusters of ripe fruit, and millions of insects thrive under the dense canopy. This land, with its abundant food and safe shelters, promised a new future for the bats after a long and dangerous journey. As the last light of the day faded, the bats filled the sky, creating a lively performance in the darkness. Each one rushed to find food, using ultrasonic calls to scan the surrounding space. The echoes of tiny insects hiding in the leaves help them pinpoint their prey. A quick swoop, a flutter of thin wings, and a moth quickly becomes the perfect dinner. Under the palm trees, another group of bats feasts on ripe fruit. They balance with their wings, while their tiny teeth take delicious bites. Once they're done, the seeds are dropped to the ground, preparing for the germination of a new generation of trees. Soon, this forest will be covered with young trees, all thanks to the silent but mighty contribution of bats. After finding enough food, the bats return to a large cave nearby, where thousands of others are staying. In the dark space of the cave, they hang silently from the ceiling, their tired wings folded to rest. This silence is a rare moment in their busy lives. The cave is not only a shelter, but also a safe place for pregnant females to prepare for the birth of the next generation. The result of the migration is not only immediate sustenance, but also a guarantee for the future of the entire colony. The females will give birth to new generations of bats, individuals that will learn to fly, navigate, and find food sources on their own when they are adults. On each flight, they not only earn a living but also contribute to pollinating plants, controlling insect populations, and keeping the rainforest ecosystem in balance. The migration ends, but the role of the bats never stops. They are the silent heroes of the deep forest, small creatures with great missions. And in the darkness of the Congo rainforest, where light rarely shines, the story of their survival and development will continue as an indispensable part of the cycle of life. In the heart of the Congo forest, a small creature with destructive power hides under its brilliant appearance. This is the poison dart frog, one of the deadliest creatures in the world, capable of killing an elephant with a toxin smaller than the tip of a needle. Measuring only 2 to 5 centimeters in size, the poison dart frog seems to be a harmless creature. But its colorful appearance is not to attract, but a clear warning. Don't touch me if you want to live. Their skin contains extremely strong alkaloid toxins, which can cause paralysis or death in just a few minutes. The poison power of the poison dart frog is not naturally produced, but is the result of a special diet. They hunt ants, termites, and insects that contain toxic alkaloids. These compounds are metabolized in their bodies and accumulate in their skin, making them deadly weapons. In the humid Congo jungle, poison dart frogs enter a crucial stage in their life cycle: reproduction and rearing of the next generation. When they are old enough, they leave the water, entering a world full of danger, but also full of opportunities for survival. The life cycle of the poison dart frog is a testament to the dedication and resilience of this small creature, an important contribution to the balance of the Congo rainforest ecosystem. In the middle of the Congo rainforest, where the treetops reach as high as the sky, the Congolese hornbill appears as a symbol of resilience and wild beauty. With its large, curved yellow beak, it easily becomes a highlight in the green natural picture. This bird species not only plays an important role in the ecosystem, its eyes track every movement in the darkness, and when a bat breaks away from the group, flies slower or lower, the hornbill swoops down with astonishing speed. Although figs and palm oil are the main sources of food, the Congolese hornbill is not a vegetarian. When the opportunity arises, it shows off its surprising hunting skills. As night falls, flocks of small bats begin to fly out of their caves to feed. This is when the hornbill, with its sharp eyes and quick reflexes, switches to the role of a predator. Each breeding season, the Congolese hornbill displays a behavior rarely seen in the bird world: extreme devotion and protection. Once the female has selected a large tree cavity, she begins the process of sealing herself inside. Using mud, feces and crushed fruit, she builds a solid protective wall, leaving only a narrow gap for food to enter from the outside. During this time, the male takes on the role of food provider. He flies around the forest, bringing back ripe fruits and sometimes insects to pass through the crevices of the nest to his mate. The female stays inside the nest, incubating the eggs and preparing for the birth of the new generation. After about 30 to 40 days, the eggs begin to hatch. The fragile chicks poke their heads out of the protective mud, their tiny eyes opening for the first time to see the dim light of the forest. At this point, the male's job becomes busier than ever. He has to find food not only for his mate, but also for his growing brood. As the chicks grow, the female breaks through the mud to step out with her chicks. As the chicks grow, the female breaks through the mud to step out with her chicks. This is a momentous moment when the hornbill family is reintegrated into the wider world outside. The young birds, with their shaggy feathers and immature wings, begin to learn to fly under the guidance of their parents. In the early days, the young birds always follow their parents closely, learning how to use their large beaks to pick fruit, pick insects, and especially get used to protecting their territory. The male often leads the flock through the tree canopy, both foraging and teaching them how to survive in a challenging environment. The Congolese hornbill is not only a powerful bird, but also an important link in the tropical forest ecosystem. With the habit of eating fruit and dropping seeds on the ground, they help disperse seeds far and wide, creating conditions for trees to germinate in new lands. Many dense forest areas become green thanks to the presence of this bird. However, the survival journey of the Congolese hornbill is becoming more and more difficult. Habitat destruction, illegal hunting and climate change have put this bird in danger. The dense forests, which were once their safe home, are gradually being replaced by farming and logging areas. The Congolese hornbill, a symbol of strength, devotion, and balance, is a testament to the wonder of nature. But to protect them and the world they represent, we must act today to preserve this beauty for future generations.